Hey YouTube, happy Monday. I'm talking here for a minute about Bill and Eddie Murphy. Bill Cosby and Eddie Murphy. Okay, that's what the buzz is. Apparently, I didn't see the show, but apparently this weekend, Eddie Murphy appeared on Saturday Night Live. He hosted the show. It was basically his show, right? It's been over 30 years, 30-something years since he's been a part of that show. And people were saying it was a good show. But one of his jokes, I don't even know if it was a full joke really. He said that, because back in the day, Bill Cosby kind of thought that Eddie Murphy was too raunchy, right? So he always wanted him to clean up his act, basically. In other words, do your comedy the way I do my comedy, which is not going to work. But Eddie Murphy was the highest paid actor at one point in Hollywood. So they both had made their mark. There were different eras, little animosity. I think a little bit too much is being made of this because considering what you've done with your life, Bill Cosby, Eddie Murphy could have ripped you a brand new asshole on that stage, but he didn't. All he said was he is now a stay-at-home dad. In other words, he doesn't work a lot. He stays at home, takes care of the kids. He's America's dad, is what he's saying. Who's America's dad now? You kind of thought your act was so clean and you were America's dad on television. And he's just making the parallel. Now I'm America's dad. Silly, simple. It wasn't nothing. That was nothing, right? But apparently Bill Cosby got in his feelings and communicated through his publicists all this disparaging stuff about Eddie Murphy, right? To me, Bill Cosby got off easy. Eddie Murphy, the man's in prison. He can say anything he wants to say. He is uninhibited. And Bill Cosby, you've given all comedians really so much material. You were in prison. You are experiencing what it's like to be in prison now, right? Do you know there's men all around you in there knowing that their wives are on the street fucking somebody else? Knowing that their children are calling somebody else daddy because they're in prison. It's the truth. People are suffering all kind of indignities, disrespects, wives who won't write them or call them or forget about them. And many times they get divorced while they're behind bars because they're in there doing 10 years. And you tell me you're upset because Eddie Murphy said he was America's dad? It ain't all that. Welcome to prison life. Bill Cosby, you've been on here lately talking about how you going to do your whole time. You ain't did nothing wrong and all this foolishness. Your life is rich with comedy at this point. Maybe this is just his chance to get a little buzz on his name. We don't even know if it came from Bill Cosby. It could have come from the publicist. Whatever. You trying to preserve your perfect record like you are still America's dad. And I mean, you kind of did that to yourself, don't you think? Don't you think having sex with all these women was worse than what Eddie Murphy said? That wasn't even a particularly raunchy joke. So I think Bill Cosby is being a little ridiculous, right? I was in the pen, sitting up in there with no letters. People forget about you. You're gone for a while and all this kind of shit. The pen is not a good, a nice, friendly place. At least you're having television, apparently, in order for you to see what he did, because he just did it 2 days ago. So you are able to watch Saturday Night Live. Are the rest of the inmates in there able to watch Saturday Night Live in prison? Count your blessings, Bill Cosby. I just think that's just wrong to come after him for that. Yes, if he would have really went after you, if he would have talked about the women, if he would have talked about you being in prison, if he would have really went in, then sure, you could have an attitude about that. But he didn't do all that. He said, who's America's dad now? What the fuck? Got a little couple of giggles and it was nothing. So I guess you still thirst for the spotlight, and you still feel like your name should be respected. How in the hell are you going to have, what was it, 40-something cases and your name be respected. No, this is all part of it. This is all part of being locked up. No control. People can say whatever the hell they want to say about you. That's what prison is. It's being locked away. No control of what goes on the outside. Right? So anyway, I did see the clip. Eddie Murphy. I thought he did a good job. I mean, considering how much time has passed, Eddie Murphy can still make people laugh. He can still do movies and make a good deal of money. You know, we had to celebrate Eddie Murphy. He's the one out here still working. It's not Bill Cosby. I ain't saying you're the worst, horriblest monster that ever lived. But I'm saying you're going to have to just accept a lot of L's while you're in there. Now, apparently, they say you had an opportunity, or you could have an opportunity to get out of there in 3 years, which probably be closer to 2 years, year and a half, something like that. But you're saying, no, you want to stay in jail. How many other indignities will you suffer by being locked up? People ain't going to treat you the same when you're locked up. Just accept it. You talking about living the rest of your life in there? So which is it? You hate it or you like it? You love it? Which is it, Bill Cosby? And these are supposed to be your golden years, your platinum years, or whatever they are. I would think that you would be concentrating on getting your ass out of prison. Not worrying about some silly little rated G joke by Eddie Murphy. All right, people.